Hey guys, happy Tuesday! I am so excited to pop in here today. You might see in the title of this live video, basically the new little hashtag Teach It Tuesday. And basically what that is, so Keisha and I were chatting about even more ways we can help you guys specifically in this group because this is our builders group. And what we've decided is that every single Tuesday, one or the other of us is gonna be popping in here and doing basically a little 15-minute or less training just to kind of keep you guys really fresh and up to date on anything that we're learning, anything that we're seeing in the network, any things that we're finding that are working or maybe not working, or if there's kind of any common themes that we're seeing in this group or questions that are coming up, we really want to address those and give you guys some more training tools and kind of hearing how we talk about it or how we train on it. So that's kind of what you're going to start seeing every Tuesday. And this is our very first one we're going to do. So I wanted to basically kind of come in here and address something that I do see come up in this group often, just kind of a common question that we see, and it's regarding process flow, and specifically the process flow of adding new girls to my network all the way through to the point of inviting. And I'm not going to get into taking it from the invite to actually getting a girl started, but what does it look like to add girls to my network? When do I reach out to them? Who do I reach out to? How many people am I following? Where do I find these people? Kind of all of those different things. So basically, I'm going to take you guys from the start of that all the way through again to the very invite. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do every single day is I'm going to allot myself a certain amount of time to go out and follow brand new people to bring them into my network. Now, you can kind of be the person that you decide, do you want to pick a certain number of people that you want to follow? Do you want to set like a timer, like a 20-minute timer, and do as many as you can? It's just, I think it works best if you just do it consistently every single day. So for me, what works best is I like to do it when I'm drinking my Energize. So I drink my Energize and I know I'm gonna start my workout in about 20 minutes. So during that 20 minutes, I'm gonna go out and I'm aiming to follow about 50 plus new people. Now, sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less, but kind of that general average of 50 people. Now, the reason is, you guys, and I'll get into this a little bit more a couple minutes down the road here, but I'm aiming for 50 people because I know that only about 10 to 20% of the people that I go out and follow are actually going to follow me back. So if I want more momentum, if I want more engagement, and I want more people following me back, I need to really up the amount of people I'm connecting with. So if I follow about 50 new people, I expect about 5 to 10 of those will actually follow me back. Now, sometimes that number is more, again, sometimes that's less, especially as you're building up your presence on social media, you're building up your account, all of your kind of things, those numbers will fluctuate. So as you start to do this more and more and more, you'll probably start to see that percentage increase, but we all kind of start somewhere. So if you're feeling right now already like, well, shoot, I was really wanting my momentum to like jump up a ton, but I'm only getting about one new person in my network, well, it might be because you're not following enough people. So if you were like, yeah, I follow 10 new people a day, chances are you're only getting about 0 to 1 account following you back. And that's probably not enough people to hit your goals, especially if you're in this group. So I say up your game, aim for 50, aim for 20, whatever is comfortable for you. And again, whatever you can do in that amount of time. So where do I find these people? What I like to do is I go to different Instagram accounts, whether it's a celebrity or it's a clothing brand, or it's just like an account I like Enneagram and Coffee or The Knot, or I don't know, those are two that I was doing recently, Target, whatever it might be, an account that you really like to engage with. And I simply look at the people following that account, or sometimes I look at a picture and look at who's liked that. No rhyme or reason to it other than it just gets you a new list of people that are engaging with that account, right? So I look at that list. Now, there's a couple different ways I've heard people doing it from here. So if I go to theknot.com or the knot, whatever Instagram is, and I look at their followers, some people say that they just like to go down that list and hit follow. That is a great tactic if you are super short on time. You could probably follow 100 accounts, honestly, in like 5 minutes if you do it that way. I personally don't like to do that because there are a lot of fake accounts and random accounts and things like that. So I don't like to do that. But if you are like, I have 5 minutes a day to do this, that's going to be better than following less people and being more selective. Okay. So pick and choose what works. But what I like to do is I actually like to click the account. And you guys, I promise you, I spend about 5 to 10 seconds per account deciding if I'm gonna follow them. I'm not really picky with this. I'm not really selective. And the reason is, again, I know that the chance of this particular person following me back, it still falls into that 10 to 20%. So I'm not gonna be super selective with this process. So I click on the account, and if it's a private account, this is where it's gonna be about 5 seconds. I'm really just doing a quick scan at the top. I'm looking at their little bubble photo, and I'm like, first and foremost, is the bubble photo someone that I'm attracted into? And then I'm just taking a quick glance at the numbers to make sure it seems like a legit account. The numbers being, does it look like they've posted? Because we've all seen those accounts that have posted like 1 photo or 0 photos or 5 photos. Probably not an account that's actively working. Or I'm looking at their followers. If they have like 7 followers, probably not an account that's actively working, whatever. I'm just doing a quick scan to make sure it looks like an active user on Instagram. And then I'm hitting the request to follow. If it's a public account, I'm probably gonna spend about 10 seconds here. And really all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick glance and scan at their photos, make sure it's an account I feel like I would vibe with. I might like about 3 of their photos, and then I'm gonna hit follow. And then I'm moving on to the next account. I'm not spending a ton of time there either. The only other things I'm checking there for is just to make sure that they're not another fitness person specifically with like a network marketing business. So if they're involved with ketogenics, or if they're involved, or one of those types of things, if they do Whole30 or something like that, I may or may not, you have to kind of like pick and choose, but if they're specifically involved in another network marketing company that's fitness related, not an account you wanna really follow. On the flip side though, if they are involved in something that's not fitness, maybe it's more essential oils or it's unique makeup or something like that, I think that's totally fine. You can sell makeup and you still need to like work out, right? So that's kind of how I'm gonna base that judgment. But again, 10 seconds or less. And I'm gonna do this as fast as I can and get through those 50 follows before my Energize kicks in and I start my workout. Now, this is where I see a lot of questions where girls kind of ask, do you track these 50 people? Are you writing them down? Are you doing any of that? No, I'm not, because here's the thing. Those 5 to 10 people that follow me back, those are the 5 to 10 people I care about. Those are the 5 to 10 that are gonna go into my tracker that I'm gonna then continue the process on with. The reason is, and I love this analogy, I think it makes so much sense, and you guys might have heard me talk about this before, but I like to think of Instagram and this whole process kind of like a dating app. And now I know dating apps are like super advanced now, and this example probably isn't relevant, but back in the day, when it was really kind of like you basically looked at a couple photos and you were either swiping left or right, like I like you, I like you, I like you, no, 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 yes, no, whatever it was, you weren't super selective. You kind of just said yes to whoever you wanted, whatever. But it wasn't until that person swiped back on you that it was like, oh, this is a match, now we can start a conversation. That's exactly how Instagram is too for me. I can follow all of these people, but it's the people that follow me back that then I'm like, yes, it's a match. They've agreed to this conversation. They've agreed that they're equally interested in me too. Now I'm gonna have a conversation with them. And now, oops, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Hopefully this doesn't freeze. Now I'm gonna start this conversation. Now I'm interested in getting to know you better. So all those other 40 people, those 45 people, eventually I'll just end up unfollowing them too. Now, if you're like, how do you keep track of all this? I use the app Followers. I think it's super simple. I use the free version of it. Basically, all I use it for is Followers is an app that tells you who your new followers are, who's unfollowed you, whatever. So on the new followers section, I can see of all the new followers I have in that day, anyone that I'm following back is one of those matches, right? So it's that mutual connection. So I put those 5 to 10 people in my tracker, and now we move forward into the next stage of the process. Now, for me, I like to call it engaging with different profiles. You can call it hey girling, you can call it whatever you want, but it's me essentially now kind of confirming the fact, hey, remember me? I just started following you. Now I'm gonna offer a little bit of personality. So I do this with my brand new people. I go back to their profile and maybe I do a little bit more digging. I'm liking a couple more of their photos. Maybe now I'm commenting on some photos. Maybe I'm watching and replying to a story. Maybe if I really like them, I actually physically send them a message like, oh my gosh, don't mind me over here, just like obsessing over your profile. You're so cute, excited to get to know you. But I'm really just, depending on how much I really like them is how much I'm gonna engage with their profile, right? Like there's no perfect system. There's no perfect equation. It's not, yes, there's the whole like tips and tricks of like 5 photos, comment on 3 and send a message or whatever. And sure, you can do that. but I like to really also match my vibe and energy to the profile itself. So if they seem really excited and really engaged with Instagram, maybe I'm taking it a step further, but if they're not, maybe I'm not either, kind of thing. So just engaging, adding some personality, reminding them that I'm there. And I do this, you guys, not only with those new followers, but other girls that I've had conversations with in the past, other girls that have told me no to invites, other girls that have joined previous challenge groups. It's just a way to kind of constantly stay in front of, not only am I publicly still posting, but I want to still be engaging with people that have engaged with me. I want to give them that same connection, because we can't just put content out there and hope that everyone engages with it. We have to also give back to our community what we want to get from them. So the more I can go out and engage with these profiles, the more engagement I'm going to get on mine too. Okay, so that's where that engagement piece comes into play. Now, then the next stage is the invite. Now, you guys, again, there's no perfect system to, okay, I follow them on this day and then I hey girl them 24 hours later and then I invite them 24 hours later from there. No, these are people on the other end of Instagram. They're not some perfect little computer robot that you can fit into a perfect system. To really kind of be long-term successful, you have to become a really good people person, be good at asking questions, be good at kind of picking up on having a system in place, but being flexible within that system to match what you're seeing in your audience. So I think it's super, super important to invite all month long. I think it keeps us fresh, it keeps us confident, it keeps conversations moving. It's momentum, right? It's invite momentum, not just momentum in your business. But there's going to be times of the month where I'm more casually inviting and kind of keeping people in the loop. And there's going to be times of the month where I'm like, I have a challenge group starting next week. I am going like heavy. Is heavy in the paint still like a cool thing to say? Heavy in the paint. I'm going like really over the top with all of my invites and really sending a lot of those invites, especially to those new people. So that means someone might get an invite 24 hours later. Someone might be getting an invite a week later, a couple days later. And again, you just kind of have to come up with a system that works best for you, that you can be flexible within, but also make sure you're constantly on the go. So if I like a profile and it's 24 hours later, I might just come in hot with the invite and say, hey, I know I was totally blowing you up notifications the other day. I'm obsessed with your profile. You're so cute. I think you would absolutely love this Girl Tribe bootcamp that I have going on. I run it with my best friends. It's all about kind of like embracing the healthy lifestyle, even as a busy babe. Does that seem like something you'd be into? That might be 24 hours later, but there also might be an invite from somebody I connected with a week ago, and I say, hey, I know we just connected last week, blah, 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 kind of say the same thing. So I'm matching my voice invite to my connection with that person, but I don't necessarily have a perfect system as to when it happens. I really base on what I'm feeling with them at the time. So to kind of like recap all of that, go out, follow as many accounts as you can allot for. If you can allot 30 minutes to doing this, follow as many as you can in 30 minutes. If you can commit to 50 a day, commit to 50 a day. Do whatever makes sense for you, but keeping in mind, the more you do, the more you'll get back. So if you do 50, anticipate 5 to 10, maybe 20 people following you back. If you do 10, anticipate 0 to 1, okay? And base that number based on your goals, right? Goals a month. If your goal is to only help one person this month, then maybe 10 is enough for you. So again, you kind of get to really be flexible within the system that works best for you. Follow them, track who follows you back. Those are the people you care about. Those are the people you're going to engage with. Then those are the people you're also going to go invite into your challenge group. And you can keep this cycle going. And if you do it every single day, it's consistent, that flow is going to feel comfortable, and you'll get more practice within your system. And I'll leave you guys with that. Sometimes when we're starting a new business or we're starting something, a new tracking or a new whatever, it can be hard and it can take a little bit of time to really figure out what works for us and what doesn't. I've been a coach for 5 years, and I will say in the last year and a half, I finally feel really confident and comfortable with my tracking system, with this process flow. But that doesn't mean I didn't try a bunch of other things leading up to this point. And I hope that you figured it out faster than me, because I'm not that organized. But my point is, it's okay to feel a little bit flustered, to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm like figuring this all out, but stick to it. And the more consistently you do it, the more you're gonna see this tracking system works, this doesn't, this invite flow works for me, this doesn't, and you'll get more comfortable as we go. So if you guys have any other questions on this, we can do another one of these trainings actually on the invite and taking them through and asking good questions and all of that, but wanted to just kind of address the what do I do when I'm going out and following new people on Instagram? When do I invite them? Who are you guys tracking? And really cover those topics. So hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys later. Bye.